Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and welcome to another special episode of Media Matters. It's rather busy at the moment, anything Liverpool related, isn't it? On the field, there's just a small matter of an away game at Brighton, a title crowning to be sorted, a parade, and many other things. But let's be honest, the way you're all talking and reacting, it's off the field matters you want us to get into. And to start, there's only one place we could go. Patch journalist, the renowned and the respected new YouTube star, Mr. Lewis Steele. Mr. Lewis Steele, how are we this morning?
Very well. I'm not sure about renowned and respected, but very kind introduction from you there, my friend.
Yeah, and tell me if I'm wrong on this. There's going to be no wind down this summer for you, is there? You're going to be busy all the way through with everything that's gearing up, aren't you?
Yeah, well, it's funny actually. I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, and she was like, "Oh, June and July, you must be looking forward to, not having to do any work." And I foolishly replied, like, "Yeah, it's going to be get a bit of downtime." But I realised that I've actually been more busy since Liverpool won the league than I was before that. We're just chasing tails on transfer sagas. But the way they're going, all of Liverpool's business will be wrapped up by the time I can go on holiday. So maybe I'll be able to put my feet up and on a nice little Greek island somewhere in June and turn the phone off.
Maybe, just a possibility. 5-star all-inclusive could beckon, but I won't be too hopeful on that. And I did want to ask you about this because we've subscribed, Anfield Index, I've subscribed as well. I'm sure many of you have who are watching the new YouTube channel. So a few videos out already. The natural question is going to be, why the move into YouTube with the award-winning journalism going so well?
Yeah, well, I thought, basically, I've been wanting to start it for a while, but I never got round to it really. And I thought, why not start now ahead of what's going to be a massive summer for Liverpool? Obviously, I'll still be writing all my pieces and whatever, but the younger people aren't going to be reading every single one of them. They want to watch things and listen to things. Yeah. So it was mainly just to get down with the kids. And I'm not that old myself. I'm only 28. So it's not like I'm talking as like a 60-year-old man here. But I've wanted to start it for a while. I think I'll try and do 3 videos a week, all about maybe just 10 to 15 minutes as them ones have been so far. And just try and be a bit analytical, try and explain the behind the scenes stuff that I see, the stuff that I see that or hear that I don't write in my pieces just because I don't think that people find it that interesting. But if I say it in a YouTube video, it turns out they do find it interesting. So it's going well so far. So I appreciate all the support that I've had in the first week.
And we've got to ask, we know it's going to be 3 a week. Over the summer, are we talking like hotel tours of Asia when we're away? Are we talking like Paul Gorse dinners, hotel reviews, all the normal sorts of things we got last summer?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I'm in the office now, actually. I'm going to be talking to the people and booking my tour at some point in the next few days for Liverpool. So I'll be flying to Hong Kong and then I'll be over to Japan. So maybe if there's nothing to talk about, I'll be doing a review of the hotel, the Japanese food outlets, take you on a tour of Tokyo. Let's see what we can do.
Look at that. You feel the Trip Advisor sponsorship coming up and the comments are flying already. LAPS, they're saying I'll subscribe. Look at that international star already. Saiga Pal saying the Daily Mail is blocked in India, so nice to get your input on YouTube. So there'll be plenty tuning into this one. And this almost seems a little bit like a little bit of an inconvenience right at the moment for a lot of fans. But there is a game tonight. I know you're in Brighton right now as we sit. This could be anything. You've seen the photos, the videos of the Reds partying all week. This could just be anything tonight, couldn't it?
Yeah, well, you say it's an inconvenience. I don't think having a couple of hours down by the beach this afternoon is an inconvenience for my life, really. But the game itself does feel a little bit like a friendly. Brighton can't get into Europe anymore. I don't think they can anyway. Liverpool obviously are going to finish first, whatever happens. But I think it'll be a nice test to Liverpool. Maybe Slot will try a few things out. I think what will be nice as well is if McAllister plays, he'll get a good ovation. He's a Brighton legend. You know, I know quite a lot of, well, I know a few Brighton fans, and they all love him. They were all asking me, you know, if Alexis scores for Liverpool, my people that I know that are Brighton fans always text me straight away. So they love him. And he's obviously shown there are ways to leave a football club that leave you in good standing. That's not a dig at anyone in particular, but but yeah, it should be a nice trip. The sun is shining, and Monday night football under the lights should be a good game, even though there's nothing riding on it.
Yeah, maybe even the thought there's nothing riding on it might make it more exciting. A 5-5 draw could be incoming. Who knows on this one? And you knew I wasn't going to let you sort of go this pod without mentioning that situation, because I know you'd had it on your YouTube about the Trent situation, let's call it that, and don't vilify the Boo Boys. And you know, it's been the topic of conversation about the Summer of '66 party and everything like that. Have you got any particular thoughts on this, treading carefully, possibly?
On Trent, I sort of have taken the stance of somewhat sitting on the fence, because I do see both sides of the argument, to be fair. I just don't really want to get into the topic of telling fans how they should feel and how they should react. That was my stance, really. If they want to boo, they can boo. If they want to clap him, they can clap him. Whether he plays tonight, I'm not sure. I personally wouldn't play him. But whether Slot thinks the same, I'm not sure. Maybe he thinks with it being an away game, it'll be different, and then don't play him at all on Sunday at home. But yeah, I would start Bradley in both of them games, really. And then if he can't play the 90, Jarell Kwanzaa deserves a chance. Maybe Joe Gomez is fit enough to play on Sunday as well, or even tonight. I don't know who's travelled down yet. So yeah, I wouldn't play him personally.
Yeah, I can well see the merit in that. And obviously, we'll wait till we get your update about who's on the coach or not, as it were, be for that one. And listen, the comments are flying in. So before we get into today's sort of real rumours, we've had a question there about the Federico situation, the Chiesa one. I know you'd done the video about this and tweeted about it, because Arne Slot mentioned him in the embargo section. He kind of lays down the gauntlet a little bit, but he still wasn't in the squad, was he? So is it hard to get carried away just now?
Yeah, well, obviously Slot was asked about Chiesa before the presser started. I was sat with a couple of the other lads, and we were like, what do we ask him about today? And we sort of agreed that one of us would ask him about Chiesa, because he's not been asked about that for a while. And well, he said to us, listen, I am planning for Federico to be here next season. He's got a chance now to prove to me, as in to Slot, that he can make it at Liverpool, and that if he has a full pre-season under his belt, there's no reason why he can't have a big role to play next season. So I took that as Slot was, as you say, laying down the gauntlet. That it didn't 100% convince me that Chiesa will be here next season. But if Slot said that, we'll take his word for it. That was what he said. So let's see what the future holds for Chiesa. It would be nice to see him get in the squad at least tonight, and maybe get more than just 10 minutes off the bench. I'd like to see him get at least half an hour, or even more than that, to really have a chance to prove himself to Slot and the other guys.